What's up, everybody? This is IFBB Pro Cody Montgomery. I'm coming at you guys from my office here in Delray Beach, Florida. Gonna do a little Q&A for you guys today. I threw this up on my Snapchat a few days ago. Just getting around to it, filming this for you guys. So be on the lookout. I'll be doing these on the weekly, both on my Snapchat and on my Instagram, as well as my Facebook page. So make sure you guys follow me on all of those. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with some questions. The first question, we'll throw it up on the screen. How did you get sponsored by Blackstone Labs and at what age? I actually got sponsored from Blackstone Labs in 2015, right at the beginning of the year. Basically at the end of 2014, I think we started in December. So I've been with them for a few years now. Honestly, I reached out to PJ, I reached out to Aaron at the time. And you know, I was in a hard place. I'd just gotten dropped from some of my other sponsors, and you know, Blackstone was the company that gave me an opportunity, a chance. They believed in me, and this is before I turned pro. And then of course, you know, 8 months later I turned pro, 8 months later I turned pro with their help. You know, of course, with their supplements and the team behind Blackstone Labs and you know, everything. So that's how I got involved with Blackstone Labs. I was actually previously sponsored by some other supplement companies, so this is not my first sponsorship. My first sponsorship was like when I was 18, officially signed a contract when I was 18. Let's go to another question. What's your favorite pair of shoes you own, and show us? So I'm gonna go get a pair of shoes real quick. I'll be right back and I will tell you why they're my favorite. All right, so this is my favorite pair of shoes that I own. They're of course USA and America is badass, so that is probably one of the reasons why they're my favorite. But honestly, these are my favorite because I bought these right after I turned pro at USA's. They're kind of like, you know, a USA themed shoe. So this was like, you know, a goal of mine. Not really to buy this specific pair of shoes, but to win USA's, and I think this is not really a trophy, but to me, that's why they're sentimental to me. You know, I bought them probably 2 weeks after I turned pro, and I was like, man, I have to wear them every day for a year, right? No, I'm just kidding. But so yeah, that's my favorite pair of shoes. These are some Kobe's. I'm a big Kobe guy. I wear Kobe's all the time, as you guys see. And I'll probably end up shooting a video of my shoe closet eventually. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to check out that when it's posted. All right, so the next question, this actually pertains to anyone out there and pertains to me as well. He says, I struggle with my appetite. Do you have any tips? I do fasted cardio in the AM and train after work. Thanks, big homie. My big thing is I would definitely say you're doing it right with doing the cardio in the morning. When you don't really have much of an appetite, that is a good way to stimulate it, and I have a lot of my clients do that in the morning to help their appetite. Another thing that you can do is try to drink more water. A lot of times that will affect your appetite. More water will actually help increase your appetite, make everything go smoother and digestion wise and everything. Another thing you can do is try digestive enzymes. Those seem to help if you do have any digestive issues, so hopefully that helps. All right, so the next question, how often do you train forearms? What's your go-to exercises for them? I will say, I don't really train much forearms. I probably should a little bit more than I do, but when I do them, just get like a straight bar and do, you know, like some forearm curls like that. Honestly though, I think, you know, lifting around heavy weight, carrying it around the gym, doing deadlifts, things like that is what you're really gonna build up your forearms. But if it is a weaker area, you should be hitting them, you know, on arm day, maybe another day in the week in there, like 2 times a week. Just kind of like hitting the traps or something, just get some consistency in there and it should hopefully start growing for you. All right, this one's kind of funny. The best way to make your workout partner concentrate when he gets distracted at the gym, I would say, first of all, whatever he's getting distracted at, slap him in the face for it. Second of all, make sure he's taking some Dust Extreme and some Hype Extreme, got the nootropics in there that are gonna help him focus on the workout and not whatever the hell he's focusing on is not the workout. So that's my tips. What is the best way to bring up underdeveloped abs for a teenager? How much volume and frequency? And what are some of the best exercises? I would say, especially being a younger person like you are, that something like doing deadlifts, squats, things like that are gonna be the most beneficial for your actual abs in the long term and building them up. But I would say hitting them 2 times a week is a good starting point, a good amount of frequency to build your abs, but make sure that you're training them well. You're doing maybe some V-ups and then maybe some sit-ups. So you're working both the upper abs and the lower abs, as well as your obliques. Basically, when you're training your abs, just think about trying to train everything equally, so you have some symmetry building up going forward in your career, and hopefully your abs will continue to get better. But like I said, those basic movements are really going to be, at least for me, what helped my abs. Really focusing on going, not heavy, but pushing yourself in the gym, doing deadlifts, squats, and some of the basic compound movements. What's your advice to give bodybuilders who one day hope to step on stage? That's a very generic question, so I'm going to answer it very generically. I would say to make some goals, short-term, long-term. Short-term being in the next 4 to 8 weeks, long-term maybe being 6 to 12 months. The long-term goal being, to compete and kind of building your way up, rather than just jumping in and say, I'm going to prep and get ready for a show right away. You can at least give yourself, maybe, 4 to 8 weeks to say, I'm going to try to get up to this weight or gain this much muscle, and then I'm going to start getting ready for the show that's further down the road. So that's what I would say advice-wise, and I would also say consistency is key with bodybuilding, and if you haven't competed, you're only going to learn more about yourself in the gym, out of the gym, on stage, everything like that. Competing, you learn a lot about yourself and how to better your physique. It's definitely a learning experience. All right, so the next one, at what age did you discover your love for bodybuilding, and what was the hardest thing to overcome for you to become an IFBB pro so young? I would say that I discovered my love for bodybuilding when I stepped on stage for the first time. I was, kind of just prepping, going through the motions. It was my first, getting ready for my first show. I played so many sports growing up. Not that it wasn't a big deal to get on stage. It was just like, another sport. And then once I stepped on stage, I realized, wow, this is, I really fell in love with it. And it was like, I got the bug, I got the stage bug, the hook, and it's been ever since then. So I was 15. So it's been, years start flying by when you're having fun, I guess, because now it's been almost 7 years, almost 8, and I'm still doing it, sitting here, now moved my whole life to Florida for a sport that I started when I was 15 and freshman year in my high school, I remember. What's next for Cody Montgomery on a business standpoint? Like, what's something you want to accomplish this year? One of my big focuses that has kind of changed this year, some of you guys know I'm having a son this coming July, so I'm putting a lot of my time and focus into Team Montgomery, into growing my brand, my company that stands behind me and what I stand for. Pushing positivity, pushing the power that anything's possible when you put your mind and you believe in yourself. So I've been really focusing on my brand, and I would like to see some stuff accomplished with my brand as far as growing, spreading the word, getting more of you guys to rep it. It really makes me feel good about what I'm doing. And when I see, people in the gym repping my gear and, having a smile on their face and knowing what it represents when they wear it, and it's not just a t-shirt. So that's kind of my goals this year as far as from a business standpoint. And also I want to push my YouTube, get my YouTube to grow and get more of you guys to watch these videos. So those are two of my business standpoint, not competing, but from a business standpoint, those are my two goals for the year. Early prediction for Teen Nationals. I actually don't know who's doing Teen Nationals this year, so it's a hard question for me to answer, but tag me in you guys' pictures, and then I'll make a guess once I start seeing some of you guys tagging me in your pics. What do you do for shoulder roundness? A lot of side raises, side laterals, cable, dumbbell, barbell, all kinds of different stuff. But I really think for getting that 3D look in your shoulder, a lot of volume and a lot of side lateral work, a lot of side dumbbell work. But just really try to focus on pushing a lot of volume to get that 3D look. And another thing that I would say that kind of changed my look growing up is when I started doing intra-workout carbs, something like Formula 19 during my workout, because then it actually can increase the size of the muscle because you're actually putting carbs in there and not just whatever you ate before. So you have a steady stream of nutrients and you're able to get a fuller, denser look, I think. So those are a few of my tips for shoulder roundness. How many meals are you getting a day when you're bulking, and what are a few differences when you're cutting? And then how early before a show do you start? So we'll start with the first one. I eat 6 meals a day all the time, all year round if I'm dieting, if I'm off season or on season. Biggest differences from off season to on season is the amount of fats I'm eating. My fats dramatically decrease. I stop eating as many eggs, go to more egg whites. I don't eat nearly as many steak meals. I eat more, fish and chicken. So my fats go down. My carbs are still pretty relatively there, but of course they're gonna fluctuate throughout the prep. But that's the biggest difference from right out the get-go is the fats from off season to on season. If you had to choose another career besides pro bodybuilding, what path would you have chosen and why? I think I might have answered this in another video, and I think I'm gonna answer it the same way in case some of you guys go back. But for any of you guys that didn't know, I actually wanted to become a chef and go to school for all of that, culinary school. Not like I wasn't die hard about it in high school, but when I was very young, before bodybuilding and stuff. And bodybuilding kind of correlates with it, so I still am able to cook a lot of my meals and have fun with it. But yeah, I think I'd be going to culinary school and seeing how that road would go if I wasn't doing this. When was your first show? My first show was a few days after I turned 16. I was prepping for it when I was 15. It was the Dallas Europa 2010. I remember like it was yesterday, and like I said, that was when I got the hook to keep on competing and really just quit everything I was doing as far as sports, other sports and things like that. I was playing football at the time and powerlifting, and I was like, man, bodybuilding only here on out. What has been your biggest obstacle throughout your bodybuilding career? I would say the biggest obstacle is, at least for me, since I started so young, I started when I was 15, so I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities. When I was 15, I just went to school, went to the gym, ate my meals. My mom would cook a lot of my meals, or my mom would buy a lot of my groceries. So I think the biggest obstacle for me in my bodybuilding career has been just growing up, having more responsibility each year. Now I'm going to be a dad, moving away from my family for school, all of that. It's all been a little bit of adversity in each little section or corner of my life each year. So that's, I guess, what's been the most constant, the most constant struggle throughout the last 7 years. But you can always overcome. You can always adapt, and that's all you got to do. It's just, change is definitely hard, especially in something regimented like bodybuilding. All right, how has your training changed since becoming pro? I would say I try to train even smarter. Not that I wasn't training smart before, but now, I got to pay my bills and everything with bodybuilding, so I'm not going in there for any other purpose than get the most out of my muscle and try to get growth. I'm not going in there to throw around weight or try to get that chick over there to look at me doing some dumbbell curl. My intentions are to go in there and it's work. It's business. When I get in the gym, that's when it's time to turn on the intensity and time to turn on, get some shit done attitude. So that's been the biggest change. Not that I wasn't hungry before. It's just a little bit different. Being consistently hungry now is what I'm trying for. Before, I would go, not really turn bodybuilding off, but when I was in prep mode, I would be die hard, and then the rest of the year I was still a kid. I was young then, so it's definitely changed. How is your new plans regarding competition in the near future with the baby on the way? You said congrats to you and your girlfriend, so thank you. I appreciate that very much. Everyone that's said congrats, I do appreciate all you guys. It really does mean the world to me. With my future plans, I've got some guest closings in the next few months. I'm going to be in Wisconsin next month, and then I'll actually be in Kansas the month following in May. So if you guys are in the area, come say what's up, come check me out. As far as competitions, my son will be here in July, so I'm thinking something later in the year this year. Past probably the earliest I would compete would be August, but I'm thinking even later in the year than that. So you guys will just have to stay tuned. Once I pick on a show and select it, you guys will be the first to know. Or I might just show up, so you guys definitely need to stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun year. I want to get on stage this year. That's my goal. Like I said, adversity comes, but you gotta make the most of it, and it's a blessing to be becoming a father, so that I'm gonna focus on that part of my life for a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna still be hungry to get on stage and show you guys the best Cody Montgomery you guys have seen. So that's gonna wrap up these questions. I really appreciate everybody's questions. I'm gonna do another one of these in the next few days, so make sure to stay tuned to my Snapchat, my Insta Snap, and my Facebook page. Appreciate everybody, and God bless.